Thank you so much. You're all warmly welcome. It's nice to see so many familiar faces. So what I'm going to do is just to go through the Next Generation Leadership Program and just talk about how we've been able to evolve and grow through the years. So I'll just start with trying to lay the context. And Nana has talked a lot about the context in terms of why this program is extremely important, not only for this region, but for Africa. So we have a situation where there's a dearth of leadership in terms of leadership skills. So we don't have enough or sufficient visionary and effective leaders. And we're talking about leadership at all levels. So even at the individual level, at the institutional or organizational level, and of course, at the societal level, what we've seen is that we have a lot of leadership challenges, and it's reflected at leadership at all levels, including political leadership. So this program basically was a response to this. The program was developed in 2008 in response to these challenges. The program was designed for two things: to develop and groom the next generation of civic leaders and public service leaders. And so we wanted to create a program that prepared the next generation of leaders who are going to go into communities so that they could make an effective impact. And also leaders who are going to be to work in public service. And so the way we've designed the program, and all of you have been through the program, we look at three things. We look at how do we develop competence. And when we talk about competence, we're talking about skills, we're talking about knowledge, but we're also talking about behavioral change in terms of shifting people's mindsets and attitudes. So we look at leadership competence, but we also look at leadership character. So here, we also recognize that competence is good, but it's not sufficient. So issues around values, issues around ethics, issues around principles, and these are things that we try to infuse in terms of in the program. And then, of course, the next aspect, which is very much linked to culture and context, which is emotional intelligence, that is trying to help the trainees that go through this program to understand the environment in which they operate, to be able to do context analysis, to be able to respond to situations in an emotionally intelligent way. And so what we've tried to do is, how do we build leadership? How do we get people who go through this program to lead themselves effectively, to lead organizations effectively, and also to make a community impact? So this is how we've designed the program. So in terms of the current COVID-19 crisis, well, it's a global crisis, and it has raised a lot. There's been a lot of questions both on the global front and the continental front. Many questions about what kind of leadership do we need now? Because it looks like globally, we were not prepared for the implications of a crisis like this, right? But of course, COVID-19 has brought a lot of uncertainty, a lot of discomfort, and a lot of difficulty, right? But it also brought an opportunity. So in the midst of this uncertainty, there's what? There's opportunity. So questions are being asked. So to what extent is the crisis also an opportunity for transformational change, right? And so I would like to put that out there for us as we're having these discussions today, to think about this in terms of how we need to build leadership into the future. So 2 years ago, this program celebrated 10 years because it started in 2008. And at that time, we dedicated ourselves to kind of trying to document and do some videos and getting feedback from a lot of past fellows or past interns and volunteers. So right now, I would like to share a video where Nana and I spoke, basically trying to give context to this program and where we are trying to take this program at WACSI.
Next Generation Leadership Program for WACSI is critical for developing youth leadership within the civic space in West Africa. For us, this is important because we believe the challenges we face now in West Africa is mainly due to a dearth in good leadership. And if we are serious about addressing that issue, we need to ensure that we have a generation of leaders that would be able to lead West Africa and to the goals that we have set for ourselves when it comes to sustainable development. WACSI is an institute that has been set up to strengthen civil society, to strengthen the contribution of civil society to development. And to enable us have the sustenance of that, we must have the leaders that would take us there. And it's important then to groom the youth to take up that role.
The Next Generation Leadership Program is our flagship youth empowerment program. The program is designed to provide young people with a full experience of building their capacity. You have opportunities to get training through an internship program, an opportunity to also step up your leadership skills through a middle level program we have christened as the Civil Society Leadership Institute. We've also realized it's important for young people to create knowledge about civil society and governance. So we've also developed a research fellowship. So with all these components mixed together, it basically creates a program that is all empowering and that is producing amazing results. What we're trying to do here at WACSI is to ensure that the future of civil society is secure, that young people are ready to lead civil society and influence social change. This program is about civic innovation. This program is about making an impact within communities in this region.
Okay, so thank you. I hope you all enjoyed the video. So in the video, you'll notice that we talked about different components of the program, not just the work-based internship. Now, the work-based internship was a foundational program. In 2008, that is what we started with. But over the years, we have added other aspects to the program. And so I would like to talk about all these aspects. We are all very familiar with the work-based internship. It's an internship that runs for 6 months. And it's very much, we call it work-based because it's extremely practical. What happens is that interns are immersed into the work of the institute. They get the opportunity to work with staff, to represent the institute in different spaces. They also get the opportunity to be mentored and also get the opportunity to do an externship. That is to go for a 1-month placement in an organization of their choice, that works on a thematic that they are interested in. And so this program is a program that has been going on since 2008. But in 2015, we added a new element, the Civil Society Leadership Institute. And this was due to feedback that we got from previous interns and volunteers who said that now that we are middle managers, what next? How do we prepare? How do we prepare ourselves for the next level of leadership, which is at the executive level? So this is more of a middle level training that we do for middle managers. And it's usually an extensive 2-week training, and it has a mentoring, intergenerational mentoring component where we interns are placed with seasoned practitioners or professionals within the space. And so we've run this program twice, in 2015 and in 2017. And then we went further ahead because we're very much concerned about documentation, about how we can provide a space for young researchers. Because what we saw was that when we look at knowledge curation and knowledge management, most of the research programs were for those who had been in the research space and were retiring. And we thought that, no, it's important to have research programs for young researchers. So we also developed the Next Generation Research Fellowship, and we've had a couple of fellows go through that program. It's a very flexible program that we try to respond to each fellow's needs. So basically, what has been the goal of this whole program? So our goal is to create, and Nana emphasized on this, is to create a pool of transformational leaders. And that's our major concern. How do we get the kind of leadership that we need to respond to the challenges of our time? And we understand that we need a critical mass of these leaders. But we just don't need people who say they are leaders or profess to be leaders. We want leaders that have the skills. So we want to make sure that as you go through this program, you come out with definite skills that can make a change. You come out with enhanced capacities, right? And then more importantly, you also build your resilience. And that's key because in our region, I mean, things get really tough, things get really murky. It's a difficult place to live. So you need resilience to be committed and to be consistent. And that's one of the things we try to build within the trainees or people who go through the program. So the idea is, how do we do this so that we can promote active citizenship, right? Citizens that are engaged, good governance, and social change. And so this is the goal of the program. And so in terms of work-based internship, I've spoken about this. As you can see, there's some, I'm sure you can recognize some familiar faces here, those who are in these streams. This is the work-based internship program. We have 6 interns at least throughout the year, 3 every 6 months. And sorry, let me just go back again. Yes, so what happened 2 years ago, just to emphasize that at the 10-year celebration, we decided that, look, we need to get feedback from former interns about what has been their experience post the internship. So it's one thing going through the internship, but how has the internship shaped, their professional lives moving forward? And so I just want to show you 2 videos where some of our colleagues who are in this call, or most who are in this call, said about their experiences.
Can you believe the WACSI Next Generation Internship is 10 years old? Over the past decade, we've had the pleasure and privilege of working with some of the brightest future leaders in this region. Here's what they have to say.
Hello, my name is Hadindo. I'm a Senegalese and I am an alumni of the Next Generation program. As a program assistant in the capacity and development unit, I got a lot of skill in leadership, I got knowledge, and also I improved my English. The program for me to know the role of the civil society, and then I am very happy to be back in this program, and I thank WACSI and all the partners to give me the opportunity and to give the next generation this opportunity. I'm here and I will continue my struggle to empower women and girls. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kima Fode. I was on the Next Generation Internship Program from January to December 2008. After that, I decided to focus my career in the tech sector. Currently, I work as Grants and Partnership Officer at the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation, the first indigenous grant-making organization in Nigeria. That decision to focus my career in the tech sector was largely informed by the top-notch mentorship we got while on the internship program. And for that right choice, I'm forever grateful to WACSI. Thank you.
Salut, je me nomme Charles Kojo et je suis actuellement le coordonnateur du projet de réforme des politiques en matière de drogue en Afrique de l'Ouest. J'étais un stagiaire du programme de la nouvelle génération en 2016 et ce programme m'a beaucoup aidé en termes de renforcer mes capacités en gestion de projet puisqu'il m'a permis d'avoir une expérience pratique en ce qui concerne la mise en place, l'exécution, l'élaboration de projets en Afrique de l'Ouest. Je remercie beaucoup WACSI pour cette opportunité et j'encourage tous jeunes qui souhaiteraient se lancer dans le secteur du développement de bénéficier de cette opportunité qu'offre WACSI par le programme de la nouvelle génération. Merci WACSI et joyeux anniversaire.
Can you believe the WACSI Next Generation Internship is 10 years old? Over the past decade, we've had the pleasure and privilege of working with some of the brightest future leaders in this region. Here's what they have to say.
Hello, my name is Joel Lua from Guinea. I'm a 2016 Next Generation Internship Program member. The internship was a very wonderful moment, and it actually added a lot of value to my professional career. I learned a lot. I came here with a lot of expectation, and I got more than what I was expecting before coming. And I thank WACSI for the opportunity, and I encourage also WACSI to keep on doing it, to expand the opportunity to other young leaders who are outside there and waiting to be impacted by what is going on here through this Next Generation program. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Aisha Arba, a product of the West Africa Civil Society Institute's Next Generation Internship Program. I leverage on opportunities the program offered to enhance my public speaking skills, to be assertive, analytical, and confident. These values have shaped my career path in the civil society sector over the past 6 years, working as a governance, gender, and security policy analyst. I want to say thank you to WACSI for the opportunity, and to hope that many more youth will get the opportunity to develop these skills to contribute to nation building and contribute to rewriting the narratives of Africa. Thank you.
Je suis Rosina Gossi-Keledi, bénéficiaire du Next Generation Internship Programme en 2013 à WACSI, où j'ai eu les meilleurs outils de gestion de communication d'entreprise, de leadership pour la jeunesse et d'administration en général. L'opportunité la plus grande est celle de travailler dans un environnement multiculturel, ce qui me permet aujourd'hui d'être jeune activiste et responsable à chargé de communication de Social Watch Benin. Merci.
So those were videos of feedback of our colleagues who have gone through the internship program. I found them very, very interesting and insightful in terms of how the program has been able to help and shape them. We really want to thank them for providing that feedback. And so the other element, like we said, that we added onto the internship was the Civil Society Leadership Institute. So far we've run this fellowship twice. We've had 38 fellows that have gone through this program from 11 different West African countries. So we've had 2 additions and hoping to have more additions in the near future. So this is just more information about that institute. As you can see, that was the 2017 cohort. They took a picture with, I think, one of the facilitators or core faculty members. So it's a 2-week residential course for middle managers. As part of the structure in terms of those who facilitate the process, there's 4 core faculty members who take various aspects of the leadership training. We had 11 different guest speakers, including a leadership seminar. So it was very, very diverse, very interesting, very much activity-based. And we had a lot of practical insights from people who work in industry or in the professional development space. So it was a very rich process. And of course, there was 10 leadership related kind of modules that make up this program. Then, of course, there's also an intergenerational mentorship aspect of it. And this is a space we created to foster intergenerational leadership. What we mean by that is foster a much more, should I say, deliberate and intentional link between those who have been within the development space for a much longer time and have garnered some experience with those who have just started, the emerging leaders. And it's always good to have those linkages, because there's so much that can be learned from those who have been within the space. But there's also so much that can be learned from those who are actually just starting. So it was for us a very interesting mentorship program that we developed. And so what we did was we had these experienced civil society leaders that groomed each of the CSLI fellows. So each of the CSLI alumni was assigned a mentor. And so the idea of the mentorship is for mentees, those who are being mentored, to reflect on their visions and their work towards achievement of their goals. So we got the mentees to develop a long-term plan in terms of their professional, their passions, their vision for what they want to do in terms of contributing to change in their communities. And then the mentors then help them in terms of think through and reflect and provide strategies towards achievement of those visions. And so the mentorship program produced some very interesting outcomes and results. Then we added, of course, the Next Generation Research Fellowship. And we found this extremely important, as I said before, to provide a space for young researchers and the need to encourage research among the youth, especially research on leadership, on governance, on issues around civil society. And so far, we've had 3 researchers go through this process. A researcher from Ghana, a researcher from Nigeria, and a researcher from Sierra Leone. And these were the various research areas that I'd like to share. So the researcher from Ghana did a research on an analysis of governance and leadership transitions within civil society organizations in Ghana. Very, very interesting research available online on our platform. And interestingly, he then developed this research and it became his PhD thesis. So this was really an amazing in terms of contribution to his own academic life. And then the threat of political duopoly to the governance process in Sierra Leone, and then mapping the African philanthropic space, nature, opportunities, and challenges for Nigeria's national development. Another very interesting research. So in terms of impact, we just received this very exciting news from one of the researchers, who is now Dr. Solomon Amoah, who was a research fellow at WACSI and is now officially a doctor. And he wanted to thank us for the support that we have given him throughout the journey. And remember, it was most of the work that contributed to his thesis started at the research fellowship. And we are very excited that it got him from where he was to now being a doctor and serving at the University of Ghana, Legon. So then you probably want to know what's next, right? This is where the program is. So what's next? What are we thinking about doing in terms of adding value to this program? So we are thinking about adding a technology dimension. And so we are developing a program called the Next Generation Technology Leadership. And of course, this has become extremely important because we recognize that technology is a game changer. We're in the 4th industrial revolution. Technology has permeated all aspects of our life. This generation, more than anything, we need to know and understand and apply technology. We need to be at peace with information and data, right? So how do we build skills of young people, young technologists, right? How do we equip young technologists with leadership, with digital technology competencies and employable skills? And so this is how we are trying to design the program. We are looking at leadership because it's essential to this program, but also looking at digital technology competencies, how to use technology effectively, and employable skills to influence social change. So our dimension is technology for social change. And so we are trying to create a pool of agents of transformation who are very much adept and resilient in using technology effectively, right? And so this is how we are designing the programs. And this is a program that we are now looking for partnership and looking for resources to make sure that this program takes off in a very dynamic way, right? But we are also facing challenges. We are facing challenges, and I would like to share these challenges. And one of the reasons why this meeting is going on is because we believe that all of us together as alumni, as those who are facilitating the process of WACSI, have ownership interest in this program. And so we can mutually contribute to make sure that this program succeeds. And so every aspect of it in terms of the achievements should be shared, but also the challenges should be shared. So we would love to share the challenges that we are facing currently so that we can reflect on this as we have the discussions today. So the first challenge is that there's a growing demand for the internship program. I mean, over the years, over the past 12 years, we've seen the applications growing exponentially, right? So we have an average of 200 applications per call meaning that we send a call every 6 months, but we only have resources to support 3 slots every 6 months. And we recognize that there's more that we can do, but we also need the resources to do this. Then there's the issue of language. Now, as an institute, our languages are English and French, but of course, our working language is mostly in English, right? So we've noticed that the primary language of interested persons sometimes prevents some potential interns from applying. So those who are Francophone and feel that they don't have a basic English competency are sometimes not encouraged to apply, even though as an institute, we have tried our very best to put in place mechanisms to encourage everyone to apply, no matter the competence of English that you have, even though we do recognize that a basic English competence is helpful. So how do we surmount this challenge, this language? Because we believe that language should not be something that should limit opportunity. Then thirdly, we are looking at how do we find sustainable resources to provide support to the whole entire program and the various aspects. So how do we get sustainable funding from partners to fund aspects of the internship, to fund CSLI so that we can do it more frequently and in a more scheduled manner, to fund the research fellowship, and also to kickstart the tech initiative. So this, we are bringing to you ideas in terms of resource mobilization to get support for this program. How should we pitch this program? How are we pitching it? What are some of the gaps that you've noticed in terms of how we are pitching this program? What are some of the things that we could do to pitch this program so that it attracts attention from partners and funders? And then, of course, the need to tap into the potential opportunities and relationships within this alumni network. So we've recognized that this alumni network is a very rich network in terms of networking, relationships, connections, and that we need to be more strategic in terms of how we facilitate engagement within this network. So I'm very excited, and my colleagues too are also very excited about this opportunity to get ideas from you on how you would want to be engaged and how you think we can really grow this network and develop this network so that the network works for all our mutual benefits, right? So I'm looking forward to the discussions today. So thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity and welcome once again.